I like the way in this, like he walked in the room just like somebody's black daddy. We used to have slumber parties. We'd be like, shut up all that goddamn noise.
What is that?
What the hell y'all doing in here?
Quit all that snickling.
Y'all go to bed.
I'm trying to watch the game.
You think I'm self-centered, conceited, full of ego? I am. But every now and then I do think about you. We're going to give you a $10 gift card. That's right. If you buy 2 items at regular price, then we give you a $10 gift card up until February 14th. That's our way of showing that we love you. Happy Valentine's Day. Yesterday, as of this time, Super Bowl was playing, and everybody was into the game. They went in some other trailers and commercials that came out, and then this trailer came out for Cloverfield. Now, everybody recognizes that name, Cloverfield. And I will even tell you that Cloverfield is one of my favorite movies. I love that film. When it came out, I remember giving it better than sex. I thought that they did a clever thing, taking found footage and combining that with a Godzilla, or I'm sorry, the proper term today is kaiju.
Right.
It's almost racist to say Godzilla.
Yeah, man. Are we all Godzillas to you?
Well, kaiju sounds like a racist epithet.
Yeah. Or maybe only they can say it to each other. I don't know, but I thought it was a clever take. Let's just be safe here on a giant monster flick.
Possible earthquake near the Statue of Liberty.
Looks like you should have left town a little bit earlier.
And the thing is with that is that they show one part where giant Statue of Liberty had landed, and people were so intrigued by what was going on with that. So they've done a great job with these trailers. Same thing with 10 Cloverfield Lane, which we'll talk about later. So when they saw, they didn't see Paradox, they just saw Cloverfield. And people, I remember I was at a party and people like, damn, I want to see that. I love those movies. When is that coming out? And then after the trailer played, they said, now.
What you doing at the moment?
People at the party, like when the Super Bowl was done, when normally people would stay, people put on their coat, shit, I got to go watch Cloverfield.
Yeah.
The party's still going, man, fuck you. Shit, Cloverfield.
The game's over.
And everybody went home and watched it that night. And I've been getting emails and comments and YouTube people saying, man, when are we going to get the Cloverfield review? The Cloverfield Paradox. Man, I know you saw it because, well, everybody saw it. Let's go ahead and take a look at this very short trailer for the Cloverfield Paradox, which comes across as mysterious as some of these other films. I mean, there's a lot of things going on, which makes you wonder, does this connect to what they call now the Cloverfield kind of connected universe?
I have to be quick. Hold them for as long as you can. Right now.
That's what they were saying. Right now, go home and watch this. And there were a lot of stories going on about this, because at first, right after 10 Cloverfield Lane came out, they said, and we already got the next one ready. God particle. And everybody knew that wasn't the title. Well, because Cloverfield wasn't in there. Some people say, well, that's how the universe is connected through the title.
Why not?
Why not? And, it's going by this mysterious name, and they pitched this as a long time. Coming to theaters soon, coming to theaters soon, coming to theaters soon. Then one day, somebody just put out a story. Netflix says, "Nah, we got this."
You want to go to a theater?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, no, man. You know how we do. We trying to get into the game. We gonna make sure that y'all ain't got to waste your gas money to go to the theater. We got Cloverfield for you. And then they were saying, but we don't know when it's gonna be released. We don't know. I mean, we might release it in the theaters. You don't know what's going on with this. Might try to get an Oscar with it. They did not know. And then, as I said, after the game, that's when it came out. And looking at it, what you want to say to yourself is, was this just part of some clever marketing, or was there a reason that Netflix wanted this? Well, I'm sure Netflix wanted this because there was marketing money to be made. There was some very clever marketing to be done with this. But Paramount probably said to themselves, hell no, this ain't going in the theaters.
This ain't gonna get us Transformers money.
You see how cheap this shit is, right? Because I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, man, that this is cheap. And you can look at this and you can be like, yeah, there was no real clever marketing other than that they knew they were going to lose money if they put this in the theater. Because the first thing that I saw with this, I said, yeah, ain't no way they're going to put this in the theater. It's like an episode of Star Trek sometimes. And even those look like they have a little bit more money. When they go to that spaceship, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it right here. The setup is that the Earth is running out of energy. In 5 years, we're screwed. And so they need to send a crew into space with this, what is it, particle smasher or
A collider.
Particle collider, same thing.
Close enough.
Particle collider, and it's the impact is so strong that they can't even test it on Earth. They got to go into space to do this.
Red flag.
Already. Even one guy like, I've been telling y'all we fucked this since they launched us from Earth.
Right.
Why do you think they want us around? They go up there, they test it out. It's successful. They're like, well, shit. That's a good day's work done. Now let's go back to Earth. Oh shit, where is it? It's gone, completely gone. Which means, okay, not only did they kill billions of people and other life forms on Earth, but we're stuck. We ain't got nothing to go back home to. And it's called the Cloverfield Space Station. Because what they do in the movie is they're gonna throw some CG in there to make you think they got money. And when you see that space station, it's huge. It is colossal. Even the Cloverfield monster got room to run through there. Anybody home? Boy, stop running through the hallways.
It's all right if I sleep in this room right here.
Yeah, but when you go in,
It's giant, but you can only use these 2 rooms. Right?
Yeah, God help you if I catch you in another one of my rooms.
They go down the same 4 hallways, which are made out of plastic and TV screens.
Yeah.
Plastic panels.
That hallway in particular, you see so much. You're like, wait, wasn't that panel just whatever? Like, didn't he just fix? Shouldn't they be like, okay, sure, all right.
It's like, yeah, man, y'all ain't fully. How dare you even lie to me and tell me you're going to put this in the theater?
Man.
You think I was mad at her. You think I'm stupid? That ain't no way. I'm serious when I say we're talking about I'm not talking about modern Star Trek. I'm talking about some 1960s Star Trek.
Like the doors don't open all the way.
Yeah, it's not quite Sci-Fi Channel, but it's not quite not Sci-Fi Channel.
No,
It's the Hallmark Channel.
Today you can buy, a side order of CG effects and throw it in there, and it'll look as good as the movies if you use sparingly and effectively. That's what they're saying today. That's why TV is on the come up, because that barrier between looking cheap and expensive is kind of closing in.
Right.
Which is why I don't know, they went to Home Depot and bought the cheapest materials for the spaceship.
Yeah, man. Especially in here, like there's scenes where they're like, I think you just had a little still of it right there. They're outside of the space station, and like there's a bunch of particles and things breaking up. So like, keep in mind, we've been treated to things like Interstellar and Gravity, where things like that look amazing.
Yeah.
But here, it's just like watching glitter flakes fly by. It's just weird, man.
Yeah. You're giving us doses of huge spectacle and then trying to do the cheap things that you did in the other movies. You just chose kind of a wrong story or format to do this with.
The wrong location. Space is expensive. What are you doing there?
But they thought, well, you know what? If we just go down the same corridors and just cut on a few extra lights every now and then, it's
that shit is obvious.
I guess it's to give you the idea that, well, it looks the same everywhere. So why are you tripping over this? Just seeing these 4 rooms. If I took you down that room, it looked just like that room.
Yeah, and the thing with the look of this is like it has a nice comic book look to it. If they were playing that up more, if that seemed like it was something that could fit within what they were doing, if it was obvious, that'll be fine. But it's not. But the other thing that they do with these movies when they make them cheap is that the hook is good. And I have to say that I look past the look and aesthetic of this film when the hook did kick in. When that planet disappears, I mean, we're getting some creepy Twilight Zone area angst, because what a lot of these closed quarter movies are these movies that play on your anxiety. They put you in situations where you were stressing out from the very beginning, saying, not only what am I going to do, but what would I do if I was with these people?
It's not here. We're not picking up any signals.
The entire Earth is not gone.
You know, and when you hear that, that's a very short clip, but when you hear that the Earth is gone, like they have nowhere to go and they're stuck in space, that plays on your claustrophobia hard, man. It's like really, you just took for granted that there was an Earth to go back to. It's like, nah, man, you know, there's a lot of complications with that. You know, and Martin is right. There's a lot of body horror going on in this. You know, I'm looking at things like people's eyeballs start doing their own
I hope
thing.
they're Russian. Dude. I was like,
yeah. Like people's body parts just get a mind of their own.
Pennywise.
This dude's eyeball just decides to just leave. You know? And there's an arm that's walking around in this that has this crawling around that has its own mind. You know, it's doing whatever it wants to do. When you see it just crawling, that plays on the nightmares of a lot of people.
Addams Family did it better.
Yeah,
but not the whole arm was there.
Honestly, I was, you know, despite the cheap look and all that, me going like, okay, it's another one of these. I was with it until the arm. The arm popped me out of it.
See, the arm didn't bother me. There's something else that happens later in this movie that I was like, that's man.
The other thing with this that made me overlook a lot of flaws was that, okay, you already showed me the Earth is gone. I'm already stressed out enough about that. I mean, you could just be sort of a movie like Gravity where we have to find the Earth and just get back.
Right. Yeah.
But again, when all the freaky stuff like the arm is crawling around, that is just something that cannot be explained that nightmares are made of. You know, this guy's eyeball is going crazy with worms crawling his body. You don't know what's going on with that. And then it goes from body horror to just straight up a haunted house in space where just ghosts. Well, I'm not saying that they are ghosts, but it feels like in the hallway, you just hear, I feel like, oh, goddamn, now we got to deal with ghosts up in here.
What does this movie want to scare me with? It's everything here.
Well, the Earth is gone. I had to go somewhere, motherfuckers. You know,
Yeah, there was a kitchen sink.
Yeah, it really was. But they keep it mysterious to where you're thinking like, okay, maybe it's not a ghost, but I don't know what it is, and that makes it 10 times more horrifying for me.
What is that?
Trees don't tell each other.
How the fuck do I know? Can we at least discuss it?
You think that would be a no, Barry? Yeah. I say we let him go. That's David or Yellow. Yeah. I like the way in this, like he walked in the room just like somebody's black daddy. We used to have slumber party. We'd be like, shut up all that goddamn noise.
What is that?
What the hell y'all doing in here?
Quit all that snickling.
Y'all go to bed.
I'm trying to watch the game.
Time to go to bed. It's 7 o'clock. Take your ass to bed. You know, this is getting to the point where we're getting a movie like and let me pull this up here. We're getting a movie like Event Horizon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This takes a lot of elements from Event Horizon, man.
And it's almost like a smarty Event Horizon because even though there are creepy and spooky things going on, and you know, yeah, we might disagree, but the reason why I say that,
Event Horizon was pretty dumb.
where it starts to go down here for me is exactly what Martin said. Event Horizon, all right, you got that, but then when it starts to take from all these other science fiction films, like some that are even not horror, like Interstellar. Life.
I'm getting
Alien.
a lot of Life
And
vibes
Alien.
from
There's a
this.
moment in here where they went straight in and just jacked Alien.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you don't do that ever. But you especially don't do that with Cloverfield.
Yeah, like the hardest thing that we said is like because there's so many different types of horror in here is like what should I be afraid of? It's like because you're thinking okay, we just need to figure out what's going on with Earth. Okay, now the ship is doing things. Like okay, now there's ghosts here. It's like I don't know what to be afraid of, so I'm just sitting here lost.
That's kind of how I felt too. Like my terror started to go down because I was like, well, it seems like anything could happen.
Yeah,
So-
it's like is the ship causing this? And like on some Event Horizon stuff, is there an alien like Alien or Life?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just weird.
One thing that the other two Cloverfield movies did, like they took something familiar but subverted it in some way.
Yeah.
It sounds like this isn't doing
But that's the thing. Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane, they did those things, man. When you watch Cloverfield, like I said, it's a take on a horror, a giant monster movie, a fun giant B-monster movie, and they made it interesting.
Right.
10 Cloverfield Lane is a bottle film thriller.
Yeah.
you know, where they in one of the best trailers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For a film. You remember this came out of nowhere?
Yeah.
And we didn't.
And then it was like, it's being released in a month.
Yeah.
What?
Shit. Wait a minute. Let me get my clothes on real quick. You know, this they managed to play. These movies have played with genres that we've seen before. They played with our expectations.
Yes.
But they did something. They were able to do that. They said we set it. The reason why we can set it in this universe and tie it together with very thin threads is because it gives us a chance to play with genres.
Yeah.
I'll even go as far to tell you that, and again, I'm not spoiling anything here, but it's almost like they got to the part of the series where they said, you know what, we sick of making up questions. We just gonna give y'all the answer to the test. Y'all pass.
Basically.
You know, because there's a moment in here they just tell you that, yeah, this is everything you want to know. It's right here. And we're talking about early in the film.
Mm-hmm. And like with Han Solo, it's like, I didn't need to know that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. I ain't never seen a movie so proud to spoil itself.
Yeah.
Like they came out and said, yeah, we this, and this. Any questions? Yeah. Yeah. Why are you spoiling this shit? Because it spoils it for you. Early on, I went in with a huge question. It's about 7-8 minutes into the movie. They answered everything.
Mm-hmm.
Ta-da! Yeah, I was like, wow, I can't believe this. Is this a joke?
I wasn't feeling really hostile toward the movie, but when it got to the end, I was like, oh, man, for real? I could have been doing something else.
And then the very end.
Well,
yes.
Well, yeah, the thing with this is that what they've done is that they've taken a movie that's probably not a Cloverfield movie, which they did with 10 Cloverfield Lane in a way. They've taken a movie that's not Cloverfield and just they might even reshot some things and attach some other scenes to it to force it to be.
Took a crowbar and a nail gun.
And beat the fuck out this movie. Beat holes into this movie so they can just stuff Cloverfield into it. Just like a big ass turkey. They just went in with a gloved hand and like, you gonna be Cloverfield.
Put this Cloverfield duck in you.
Yeah. And open turkey legs. You gonna be Cloverfield. No. And the other thing is that they had a cast that probably could have got you through the film with even with a flimsy premise.
Almost everybody's recognizable.
Yeah.
They got a good cast in here. But what they do is they tell these people, you're gonna be this. You know, you're gonna be the asshole. Chris O'Dowd, you're gonna be the funny guy. You guys, well, you're gonna be the couple on the ship that has problems. You're gonna be the shady guy. David Oyelowo, right? You saw him right here. He's the guy that. He's the leader. He just has to sit around and just look concerned until somebody messes up. And then he yells at him.
Yeah. Walks around yelling at people all the time.
Yeah, and and you think this is just like regular like Hollywood type casting? Is like, no, you are German, therefore you are this. You are Russian, therefore you are. Oh my god damn! It's just like 1992 again.
Yeah, the two Europeans they ain't gonna get along. You know? Fuck you.
It's some Die Hard level shit the way they typecast them like that.
The person who comes out looking the best is the one who is still fairly a newcomer and the one who carries the movie. And when I say they carry the movie, they carry the movie.
Gugu.
Mbeth Ungawa, look, Gugu Mbatha Raw. Now, she was great because she had a lot of depth in the movie. She had backstory. Mm-hmm. She had people that she cared about and people that cared about her.
It's her movie.
And it's her movie. It really is. If there's a personal story to be told here, it's her. And they should have positioned the movie to be more about her, kind of a more personal movie for her.
I'm sorry. The last thing, I'm glad you brought that up. It's something we forgot, that there's also another storyline that's happening in this movie.
I didn't forget.
Oh, okay.
Because I did not forget because I was going to say there is a problem with this being her story. The problem being that you see the person that cares about her husband, and her husband is on Earth. And he's got a completely different movie going on to the point where, and that's him right there, where you're kind of interested, but then it's like flipping channels between two movies. Yeah. Like one movie you kind of more interested in and you're getting the full story, but you come back.
But the commercials come on every so often.
Yeah, exactly. And you turn away from his story and you come back like, okay, who the fuck is that?
This isn't a Tide commercial.
Yeah, who are you hanging with? Like, what happened here? It's like they have gaps that don't happen, that's why I was saying his story feels like it was filmed later in a way. Or,
yeah, and then he has like 4 goals, which I don't think he meets many of them. It's weird, man.
Brother's confused. He's like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, it's like, I need to get this. I got to do this, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, but here's another plot. Like, what?
And none of them are clear. None of them have a real end. Like he's trying to save somebody. Like, you know what the fuck that is?
I gotta get here. Now I gotta get to this person. No, now I gotta save this person.
And how did you find that?
Yeah.
they go to a bunker themselves. I'm like, how the fuck did you even get here?
Keep in mind, like, this whole time, like, everything, you see it in the trailer, things are blowing up and all this other crazy stuff happen. Phone lines are going wild, but he manages to get through multiple times.
Yeah, I felt like he spent a third of his performance on the phone.
Yeah. There are scenes that he's in. I'm gonna tell you about. They're just there to connect it to another film because there's some shit that he sees like right there. He's like, my black ass is dead. Turn the channel. How the fuck you get out of that?
Yeah.
Who is this? Wait a minute, who's the little white girl?
Are you babysitting now?
There's two. They talk about this movie being part of. No, they talk about this movie being part of two separate dimensions. I'm like, well, yeah, because there's two of them that's going on right now that don't make sense.
This shit is wild, man.
It's everywhere. Here's where my praise of the movie comes in. It's not really so much about the movie. This is a rare occasion and a rare film. And I don't even know if they can still repeat this, but it was fun watching it, and not for the film. They did something to me that nobody's ever able to pull. Like, people go home, they rush to watch a mediocre movie. They know it's mediocre, and they come back and like, I had so much fun because people fell into the marketing of this. Because everybody collectively felt like they were watching something. It was a virtual theater going on. Mm-hmm. Everybody felt like they were watching something at the same time. They felt like they went to the new club before the shitty people arrived. Yeah, you know, before the assholes came and tore that club up. Mm-hmm. You know, you went during the days when it was nice, and everybody was able to avoid spoilers. They were able to get on immediately and start talking about it. I actually have fun watching the movie that way. But it's a mediocre film. And that's the only thing about it. And as that goes on, it's not the Super Bowl anymore. So the mediocrity of this movie is going to continue to show the more time passes. I will say that it's not as bad as something to me like Bright. Bright is a bad movie. But it's still a fun movie because you watch it on Netflix. But I'm giving it a grade. It's a bad movie. I gave it some bullshit, but
it's not a bad movie. I gave it some bullshit.
Well, I gave it some good bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I can ever enjoy bullshit, then that was it.
Yeah, outside of Will Smith was trying. He was trying to do something, but yeah, it is a very messy film, and I will not begrudge you for giving it some old bullshit.
Oh no, and you know what? You might feel the opposite of what I feel here. I feel this way about the Cloverfield Paradox. This is something that's. It's if you watch it on Netflix and
which is the only way to watch it.
This is the only way to watch it.
You could torrent it, I guess, if you want to.
You could. But I watched it on Netflix, and I would have given this a rental. And now, if I saw this in the theater, I might be holding the Cloverfield movies against it more.
Right.
But I like the experiment with it. I heard some people like, "Oh, this is what we're reduced to now." Treating motion pictures like Super Bowl ads. I'm like, man, shut the fuck. It's an experiment, and for one, I think it worked. Without wanting to continue to do this, I don't know. Maybe for better films, but watch this, have some fun with it, being part of a bigger project. But as a film itself, yeah, it's a rental. It's a very, very average rental for me, and I'm saying that because it does have the better movies to weigh up to. There's no other way around it.
Yeah, and I feel like this ended where it should have been, and this definitely should not have gone to theaters. I would have been heated if we saw this in the theater, man.
Ooh, I would have given this some bullshit.
Yeah. There are a few cool couple of things that happen in here. I like the demise of certain characters in this movie. There's one in particular that I have not seen in a movie before, and I was like, okay, that's kind of neat.
Right.
I want to know what that one is. Is it what I think it is? I know that means nothing to you. I'm trying to walk.
That was the one that ended like this.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, nice. So yeah, there's that. There are some really, like Martin said, there's some really recognizable characters in here and really decent actors. Zhang Ziyi was crowbarred in here to appeal to that Chinese market.
Yeah,
boy.
she sure was.
Yeah, because not only is she in here a lot, but all of her dialogue is done in Chinese, and sometimes the actors will respond to her in Chinese.
But they'll talk to her in English too.
Yeah, but sometimes they'll talk to her in English, and they understand. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird because they'll talk to her in Chinese like they're doing it in secret, so nobody else will know. But there's other characters who also speak Chinese.
There's a Russian dude that can speak Chinese.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's crowbarred in there. And then like I said, a lot of the references to Cloverfield, which felt like they were done later after this movie was made, like the Slusho stuff, the Cloverfield stuff. And then I think the overarching story is kind of a mess. For the first 40 minutes of it, that's why it gets by without going with the Somo bullshit. It's a rental for me.
Cool. Martin Thomas.
Yeah, this is the type of movie. Of course, it's not near theater quality, but I feel like the biggest problem with this movie is that it's got the Cloverfield name on it, because that comes with some expectations. Take Cloverfield away from it, as one of those movies that pops up on Netflix on the main carousel that I'd never heard of, that I go, and just watch. I come away going like, well, okay, that's about what I expect from these things. You're right. It is. I thought it was pretty good for the first 40 minutes, and then it starts to unravel or just not do all the things it could, or you just go, can't one of these just be more than this? Considering Cloverfield as a whole so far, it feels like it's a season of Black Mirror, and this is one of the lower or lowest episodes of that, where, okay, I still like the other ones. This is one you got to watch to get through it, and maybe the next one will be better. And yeah, it's in the exact place it should be, Netflix, where it's a rental.
Yeah. So it's nothing. You gave it a rental, right? It's nothing that's bad. It's a nice attempt. I think the mistake that
when I was enjoying it, I did really genuinely enjoy it.
Yeah. Same here. I think the mistake is that perhaps there was more emphasis on doing an experiment than actually making a film and trying too hard to take the wrong film to put into the Cloverfield universe.
If you are a big fan of Cloverfield, I recommend turning this movie off. Like 5 seconds before it ends. I tell her just stop the movie. Like, that's enough. I'm satisfied.
Yeah, you're gonna tear up New York. That's what made you so mad. Oh. Your ass gonna be looking like that. What did I just watch?
I did not just see that.
Oh, I'm so angry.
How'd you feel about the ending?
I felt it was tacked on, man. I felt like this is ridiculous. I was like,
I feel like this. If anybody else feels some type of way, please let me know, because I don't know. I think the only way I feel about that should be shared by the world.
Like, I see what you were trying to do, but you missed.
Yeah,
hard. Yeah. You tried to jump the shark, and that shark got you.